Welcome back to the DogHood, everyone. So in this series today, in this video, we're going to talk about what you need to have on hand when your puppy comes home. This is my friend Zelda. She is a Frenchton puppy, which is a cross between a Boston Bulldog and a Frenchie Bulldog as well. She's precious. And we're going to pretend like we're taking her home for the first time, and we need to know what we're going to have on hand when she arrives. So Miss Zelda, go find yourself something to do. Go find something to terrorize somewhere else. Okay, baby girl, there you go. Okay, so what we need to have on hand when we bring our puppy home is several things. Number one, we need to have an appropriate feeding bowl. And it can be just about any product, plastic, glass, stainless steel. If your puppy seems to eat real fast, one of these is called a slow feeder. This actually slows the puppy's rate of consumption down. And in doing so, it aids for the digestion process for the dog. So if your puppy is a fast eater, you can buy a slow feeder and put their kibble into the slow feeder, and the puppy will eat a lot slower, making the digestion process better. So the other things that you'll need to have on hand is a good quality dog food. My personal preference is TLC dog food. It is made with human grade meats and made fresh to order, so it's a dog food that I really like. You also want to have treats on hand for your puppy as well. So when you decide to do some training, or you decide to go ahead and praise your puppy or give them something as a reward, you always want to have a good solid treat, a good healthy treat as well on hand. One of the other things that you're going to have is a shampoo. This shampoo is a shampoo that I use for my personal puppies, and it is fantastic. It smells good. You want something that is light and easy on the puppy, that won't irritate the eyes, and so a lot of the different companies will tell you that they are puppy friendly. You will as well want to have a multivitamin on hand, because your puppy is going through a immune suppressive time. And what I mean by saying that is during the moments of stress, when the puppy goes from one environment to the next environment, their immune system dips. And you want to make sure to back their immune system with a good multivitamin in this process. So these are the multivitamins that we personally use. The other things that you're going to need is you're going to need leashes and collars, and you always want to make sure that they are appropriated. The ones that are retractable are never appropriate. You can actually deglove your hand with a retractable leash, which is one that extends out and comes back. The dog can actually get away from you and get into danger by going to the end of the lead, which is farther than you want them to go. And so I highly do not recommend retractable leashes for any breed of dog, to be honest with you. I just think they're a dangerous product. So we want to make sure that our collars are fitting appropriately, that they have good clips on them, and everything is correct with the collars or the harnesses we're using. We also want to keep brushes on hand. With longer haired dogs, you'll always want to have a slicker brush, which is very needly in process. It makes it easier for the hair to be combed and pull out knots as well. With little dogs like Zelda, we're going to want a brush that has a little bit thicker bristles or a little bit smoother, coarse bristles to them, because it's a short-haired dog and you don't need a lot of pin coverage. You need more soft coverage because the dog doesn't have as long as hair. So these two brushes are very appropriate for both a short-haired dog and a long-haired dog. Now, when we talk about toys, toys are something that are very important to your dog. They're going to help you with training. They're going to help you with just getting to know your dog and building that bond between you and your dog. So let's talk about some appropriate toys right quick. When puppies come home, they teeth especially hard in that first couple months of their existence with you. So we want to get toys that are great and for teething processes. So here is a toy that is fantastic. It's rubber, it's hard rubber, so it has a little bit of pliability to it, so it makes for the dog wanting to chew on it. And if it starts to separate, always throw your toys away. Once they start looking worn, you want to throw those toys away, because you don't want any of the product actually getting into your dog, causing a problem in their gut as well. So always monitor the toys. Don't ever leave them around and not pay attention to what's going on with them. Rawhide toys or chew toys are not appropriate for your dog, because in the gut they can dehydrate and actually cause rips and tears within the gut. So we want to look for things like deer antlers or natural processed bone rather than rawhide. Rawhide actually goes through a chemical process that doesn't do a good job once it gets into the gut and can really cause problems. So appropriate toys, for instance, might be a stuffy like this that has a squeak toy in it. I think it does. There you go. So these are wonderful little toys, but we have to make sure our dog is age appropriate for a toy like this. So is the dog actually chewing it up, opening it up, taking the squeaky toy out? If so, this puppy is not appropriate for a soft plushy toy. So during the time that you bring your puppy home, place it in a pen, put soft plushy toys with it, and see how the dog is going to react, because we want to make sure the dog is age appropriate for those toys before actually giving them to them while we're not completely supervising. So that's always a good idea. One of the big no-nos in toys is rope toys, and these are so commonly sold just about anywhere, but this is one of the most dangerous toys you can give your puppy. And the reason being it's so dangerous is because these little frayed cloth pieces can actually get embedded in your dog's gut and cause a bowel infection. So I do not recommend rope toys at all for any reason, but if for some reason you have a rope toy that you don't want to throw away, I would recommend always supervising that dog with this rope toy. If it ever starts getting frayed or looking like it is being chewed or eaten up, go ahead and discard that as soon as possible. These are just a really dangerous product. So if we could stay with the chew toys, with the natural bone, with different things like pig ears and chew toys like that, and really try to stay away from the rope toys, that would be fantastic. Rubber toys are not a bad thing, but we want to make sure that they're not degrading. We want to make sure that the dog is not chewing up parts of it and getting those embedded in the puppy's stomach. So as a quick overview, we're going to go over one more time the thing that you need to have ready for your puppies just in the small care package. So we need to have good appropriate bowls for food and water. We need to have a good quality dog food and a good quality treat. We need to have a vitamin on hand for your dog to help them bridge the gap of immunity while you're going home. We also need a good shampoo for when your puppy gets dirty and you can wash your puppy up. We need collars and leashes, all appropriate size, no retractables. Just remember, no retractables. We need to have chew toys that make it good for the puppy to actually teeth and cut their new teeth in without putting stress on your furniture or other things. We also, and balls. Balls are always a good thing with dogs. Balls. We also want to go ahead and get the appropriate grooming tool, so a slicker brush for long-haired dogs, and a more fine-tooth brush for puppies that have shorter hair. So, I hope that you join us next time on the theDogHood, where we learn much, much more things about bringing your puppy home. Thank you so kindly for coming and stopping in today. Enjoy the series, y'all.